As I think you all know by now, Canva is one of my ultimate creator obsessions. I am truly not the best when it comes to graphic design, but Canva helps me look like I know what I'm doing. Not to mention, I'm able to use Canva across so many areas of my business, from creating workshops and presentations to affiliate collages for LTK, website graphics, and so much more. Today, I want to share 5 Canva templates I think all influencers should make to streamline your process of creating content. Having templates helps you do a few things in your business. It creates visual consistency and helps drive brand awareness, especially if you pick a few select colors and fonts to work with and repeat them in all of your different graphics. That instant recognition helps build your brand. Plus, creating graphics saves you so much time, so you don't need to start from scratch every single time you want to post a graphic to your Instagram stories or create something for your website. Canva makes it so easy to duplicate images, whole documents, and to organize everything by folders. I'm going to share my screen and walk you through a few of my favorite Canva templates, some of which I created from scratch, some of which I outsourced, and some of which I found based on templates right within Canva. This way you can see a few different options, whether you have no budget and you just want to DIY based on what you find within Canva, or if you are looking to outsource by buying an Etsy template or hiring a graphic designer to create a few unforgettable and eye-catching templates. All right, welcome to my Canva. Now, before we dive in, I did just want to say a few of the features I'm going to show you and a few of the things you'll be seeing are part of my Canva Pro plan. Honestly, I've been on Canva Pro for so many years now, I've kind of lost track, and it is by far one of the best investments I've ever made in my business. So if you want to try out Canva Pro for free, I will share a link to a free trial that you can access down below in the description box. Okay, let's talk about the first template that I love having on hand in Canva, and that is a template for Pinterest pins. In general, I use Pinterest pins to drive traffic to my long form content. So you can think about creating Pinterest pins if you create blog posts, YouTube videos, podcast episodes, really any piece of long form content, especially where you could potentially be collecting ad revenue or affiliate revenue. You know, it's really helpful to drive traffic to these platforms. A lot of them are searchable and you can get great results just by optimizing things for SEO, but Pinterest gives you an extra set of eyes on your content, and I always like to create at least 2 or 3 pins for every long form piece of content that I create. So I have a few different layouts for my Pinterest pins that you can actually see here. So some of them include a single image and text. Some of them include multiple images and text, and some of them are text only. Now, the text only ones are so easy to create. And if you do have Canva Pro, you can set up your brand kit over here. So me having my brand colors uploaded, the fonts that I use, and my logos here makes this super easy. And it's a great way to just grab and go, take those assets and apply them to any template within Canva. Now, some of these I have just DIY'd myself. This one, for example, I just made the background one of my brand colors, did a little pop of color with a secondary brand color at the bottom, and used my regular fonts and put a little accent graphic in the corner. It was super easy. I think it might have taken less than 30 seconds. This Canva pin design actually was created by Cheryl, who I hired to do my branding. We talked about her in my recent Q&A video. So this is one of the original templates that she created for me when I got my branding done, so I still use it today. But if you don't want to outsource to a designer, there are lots of templates you can find within Canva that will give you a great starting out point. And as far as the images to use here, I highly recommend using your own original photography whenever possible. So this is just a screenshot still from the YouTube video that this pin is promoting. Down here, this is for a blog post I did, blazer outfits to wear to work, and I included 4 of the photos from that blog post here. So when in doubt, if you are able to even just take a screenshot from a YouTube video or repurpose a photo from a blog post, that is a super easy way to create these pin graphics. All right, and this page might look very familiar to some of you if you are subscribed to me on YouTube. This is my YouTube thumbnails. So this is the second template that I highly recommend creating in Canva, because once you have this, it makes creating thumbnails such a breeze. So I have a few general tips for this. Number 1, like I talked about in the last example, if you have brand colors or go-to fonts that you use, definitely create a few different versions of the template so that you can reach for them time and time again. So you might start to notice if you look at a bunch of these that there are pretty similar templates across the board, certain font combinations that I kind of reuse time and time again that go well together. And you can very much tell what my brand colors are and see that consistency across the board. If you are just starting out and you don't have, specific brand colors or fonts in mind, try to pick 2 or 3 just to start out with and keep those consistent as you create your YouTube thumbnails, because it will start to become recognizable to people over time. They're going to start to see your thumbnails and say, oh yeah, that's an Austen video, so I'm going to click on that because I want to watch it. It's really helpful to kind of create that consistent brand presence on your YouTube channel, even though it seems small once you can see it, kind of from this bird's eye view, like we're looking at these thumbnails now. I do think it makes a difference. I would also highly recommend using legible fonts. As I'm sure you can see here, I am using pretty much all sans serif fonts that are super easy to read. And some of these are actually not my brand fonts, but they were just the easiest ones to read, especially from far away. You want to consider what these thumbnails will look like if you are scrolling on the YouTube mobile app, because more and more people watch content on mobile these days. So zooming out a little bit is helpful to make sure that everything is legible and is visible from far away. And also on that note, I would avoid putting any text in the bottom right-hand corner, because on the YouTube mobile app, there's going to be a small timestamp that shows how long the video is. And if your text kind of runs all along the bottom of your video, it could get blocked by that timestamp. So I generally flush my text to the left and avoid that bottom right-hand corner. I actually am currently in the process of testing sort of a new style for my thumbnails. So these, I'm calling them the marketing vibes thumbnails, but I am also testing out a bit more of like a lifestyle type of thumbnail, because I think it's a better reflection of my content and what you can expect when you click onto it, especially since I've started incorporating more vlogs into my channel that feel a bit more lifestyle-y and a little bit less like boom, boom, Instagram hacks. Here's this, do that, do this to grow kind of vibe. So I think it's a bit more approachable, and I think it, is kind of what I would want to click on if I were looking up these videos. So I'm currently in the process of testing and experimenting with that. Please let me know what you think of my most recent thumbnails in the comments of this video. And then the next template that I think all influencers should make on Canva are what I kind of call banner ads or newsletter ads. So this is something that I never would have thought of using Canva for in the beginning, but has actually proven to be so useful over time. So what I've actually done is just searched for a Twitter banner template on Canva. So that's how I got this size, is I searched Twitter banner. And as you can see here, they have a bunch of different template options on the side you can choose from. And I've honestly built most of these from scratch myself. So you might recognize this one if you are subscribed to my weekly email newsletter. This is at the top of every email. This is one that I created that actually sits on my blog. So I'll bring you guys over to my blog so you can see this in action, which is right here. It's just a quick little introductory moment for me on the blog. I think it's so cute. And if you do click on this, it'll bring you to my about page. And here's actually another one in action, so to speak, which is a link to my free guide, the Influencer Launchpad. So this also looks really nice on the website, and especially if you're looking at it on mobile, that's great too. I also have this graphic here, Let's Shop, which brings people to my shopping page. And another thing that I was able to do with these newsletter graphics is create this banner for my Amazon storefront, where I was able to put some of my favorite products in here and use this as a cover image. So coming back into this Canva doc, another use case for this is for my actual newsletter. If I want to just embed or shout out something, like I was on a podcast this week, this is a great size to put like at the bottom of the newsletter. This one actually is on my austentosone.com website. So if a brand wants to work with me and they click on this, it takes them to my partnerships page. And you can also use them to promote things you have coming up, like a free webinar or a summer flash sale, or the waitlist is open for your course. So this has come in handy for me so many times. And whether you just have a website or you also have a newsletter, you can create templates like this to have on hand for anything that you want to promote or spotlight. Another great template to keep in your Canva arsenal is an invoice template. So, of course, as content creators, we are likely going to be partnering with brands and needing to get paid. And I think that invoicing and kind of that whole back-end process is always a pain point for content creators, especially because pretty much everyone has a different way of wrapping up a brand campaign and getting all of that information together. But pretty much every brand that I've worked with, I've sent them a PDF invoice that basically contains all of the key information that they would need in order to get me paid. So this is an invoice template I created a few years ago in Canva, and actually I sell this one on my website. So if you don't want to have to create another one of these templates, if you just want to buy the one that I have, it's fully editable within Canva. That's available on austentosone.com. This is the cotton candy gradient, but it comes in a few other colors as well. And all you have to do is plug in, the text that you need here. You can update the description. You can add multiple different items. You can add your payment details and send it on your way. Now, the only thing I would say about this invoice template is when I'm done editing and once I have exported it, so to export this template, I would go to Share, Download. I do PDF standard for this one, and I just select the first page. After I've done that, I do like to come back in here and just remove any sensitive information like my bank account numbers, because you just never know. Like Canva, I know is very safe. It's password protected, obviously, on my phone as well, but I just feel better knowing that that data is not sitting on Canva should my account ever, experience a data breach or something. So that's just a little tip from me. But again, I think this is just such an easy way to do it. All you have to do is replace the information each time and download it as a PDF to send to your brand partners. And that should be pretty much all of the information they need for an invoice. If you live in the US, you will probably also need to submit a W-9 for tax purposes, but this invoice template has truly saved me so much time, and I usually get compliments on it too because it's cute. Okay, like when I was looking for invoice templates, I couldn't find anything like this. And so that's why I wanted to create ones that felt appropriate for content creators. So that's why I love this one. And again, if you want your own, you can grab it on the website. I'll put the link down below in the description box. And of course, so many influencers and content creators make affiliate content. So I love having basically LTK collage templates on hand on Canva. So I have, made a more recent version of these templates. A few years ago, I hired my friend Caitlin to create some templates for me through her affiliate agency. I'll link them down below as well. And these templates are so easy to create. Again, I just pull in my brand colors and fonts, and then I drag in a bunch of products that I want to feature. Sometimes I do product collages, and other times we will do just more like a single item moment. So this, for example, was something that I was sharing to my Instagram stories over Cyber Week when there were holiday sales. So this was a great way to spotlight particular Cyber Monday deals that I thought people would be interested in. I also love these little graphics. This is just a like slightly taller version of the original one that Caitlin created for me. I love how it has the little shop now button. And if you are sharing it to Instagram stories, you can put the link, like the clickable link right there, which is great. You can also use this as an opportunity to spotlight other sales or great deals that you found too, if you just want to create single item collages. And basically all of these end up on my LTK profile. So here is my LTK right now. I have been trying to focus on creating more lifestyle content over here, but whenever I have a graphic that, for example, corresponds with a blog post, that's usually more so when I'll create and share these. I do create some affiliate focused content, during the holidays. Like I think I have some gift guides in here if we scroll down. Yeah, like I made these cute little graphics that were more gift guide focused for the holidays, but in general, I feel like the more lifestyle content, the content featuring me, performs better on my LTK. And the only thing I have to go off of for that is this trending posts section, where you can see basically all of the trending posts, except one for the Sephora sale, were featuring me and not just product collages. But these are great to, include in blog posts or share on LTK exclusively, or also repost to your stories or share to Pinterest as well. So if you do have some time to create a couple of these a month, you can share them in a bunch of different places and increase the likelihood that you'll generate some affiliate revenue from them. Oh, and one Canva Pro hack that is super helpful for these is the remove background feature. So if you click on an image of a product that you have dragged in and you go to edit photo, you can see this here has the crown, which means it's a pro feature. You can just hit background remover and it will remove the background. So if you don't want things on a plain white background, or you want to, put a pair of jeans with this and kind of layer the look, you can do that super easily. So that is definitely one of the best parts about Canva Pro. And it allows you to, again, create really cool collages like here where they're kind of overlapped. And I think it's a very editorial look, which is great because it's so easy to do, even though it looks more complicated. I hope you really enjoyed that look behind the scenes and inside of my Canva account to see a few of my favorite templates and how they help me create faster and have more brand consistency in my business. If you enjoyed today's video, you know what I'm going to say. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. These are 2 free ways to support me and let YouTube know that you enjoy the content that you just watched so that they can show it to more people who might benefit from it. Now, today you got to take a peek behind the curtain and see a walkthrough of some of my favorite Canva templates. But if you're ready to start creating, be sure to check out the up next recommendation on the screen, where I share a complete tutorial of creating engaging pins on Canva. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.